Hello everyone, welcome back in the lovely rainforest, straight razor shave. 4 days beard we're going to remove. We'll get into the gear. Dylan from Master Soap Creations, this was in collaboration with the razor company. I did a video on this one pre-launch, so go and check it out there. This is also Master Soap Creations. This is Dylan. It's a test sample I got from Nando. So this has got hyaluronic acid and aloe added to it. So it's a thicker, more hydrating splash than ever before. Classy. I'm going to use the unscented soap for my post shave. If you guys haven't seen that, stick around to the end. I use alum as an antiperspirant. I cannot tell you how many people converted to this. So if you use it and find value from it, spread the love. People will remember you for that. Alright, so that is the antiperspirant. I dry that quickly and then it goes into its little box. As I said, 4 days, 4.5 days growth. And so I've been neglecting myself. So this is me time, but I'm going to share that experience with you guys. That's the brush. Excellent value for money. It's a 24mm. And now I need to dry my hands. The razor. Oh, nice. So, Ichitaro-san. Heihachi Ichitaro, the very famous swordsmith. It is one of my favorite razor brands. Not just Japanese. But favorite razor brand other than the ERN Grail razor. So this is for Barbers Use. It's a 120. So this is what it looks like. Square point. Got these gorgeous scales on it. It's a hollow grind, but it's not those ultra hollow grinds, and that's what I like about this razor. It's a bit more stable behind the edge. This is the other side, and you might pick up there for Barbers Use. Nice. So the edge on this out of the box was quite good. Having said that, I just want to take the box out of the way. Quite good. It was tree topping in some areas, but not a lot. The edge, very clean, no issues. The bevel is 18 degrees. Inclusive. The people's pre-shave, if you don't know this already, I just take the first bit of soap I generate with a brush and then put that on there. So I've got a pair of these what did I say, 120s, 150s, whatever. Generously sponsored by Lazarus. Thank you, Laz. having the opportunity. Now, I finished the edges on a translucent Arkansas, the one I purchased with the funds available made by you guys, in particularly Felix. Once again, Felix, your support on this channel is just absolutely amazing and much appreciated. Many guys would actually shave with us, but that is not how lather should look like. A lather should be a lot more hydrated. Your skin will keep taking up hydration as you go along. Quickly on the soap, I always make notes when I get the soaps originally, and then I make some notes. So when I nosed it the first time, bergamot, so that slight orangey type of scent. So this is a soft soap. I think I've already got a lot of soap on you. You don't need, the soap is soft so it loads quickly. So that's plenty. So by the way, let's call this 4 days growth. How many passes are we going to require to take that off? So in the soap, my notes was the bergamot obviously, and then berry, which is actually grapefruit, turned out to be grapefruit. And then it's got a musky note to it. That's the other thing I picked up. So my description of the soap is a musky fruity base with subtle sweet notes that mellows into a muscular presence. Now that rings a bell. When I used it, the more you lather it and the longer it stayed on, it really turned into a nice musky, muscular scent. So after reading the scent note profiles, or the scent notes for this base, which by the way is based on Dylan Versace. So after that I could smell saffron. Now my nose is not in the most sensitive state because of sinus and some other stuff. Can't say I can scent it now, but it is definitely there. Very subtle. And then things I couldn't nose, and I think I still can't, which is in the notes, is fig leaf and black pepper. So that's most of the notes. There's lots of others. If you want to go and read it up, do so. It's a beautiful scent, as I say, that develops into a very muscular scent. I've also got the EDP for this from Nando, and it's really pleasant. So this soap starting to become quite nice. It's already very good for shaving. I still think I want to add maybe a little bit more water in here. So the other thing I get asked quite a lot, or comments made, Jacques, you sometimes over lather. So guys, I don't know how many soaps you guys have, and how regularly you shave, well, I just keep collecting soaps, and you need to use them. So I keep my rotation now down to about 18-20 soaps, and as I finish 2, then I get myself a new one, if I feel like it. Otherwise I continue. Right, so let's get into the shave business, man. Beard map is an important thing to consider if you want to really get kick-ass shaves. I'm not going to cover it here, but grow your beard a bit long and really go and take note in the direction they grow, and you'll get a bit more insight how to shave properly. So I'm going to do, how many passes do you guys think? I also want to shorten my sidey, so here we go. Right, so why do I like the diamond razor? Well, for me, I think it's an easy one. They are very different to any other razor. And so, what is different, Jacques? Well, to put your finger on it and sight it is impossible. But what I do think is, Heihachi Ichitaro was a sword maker, a swordsmith. And in Japan, you just don't become a swordsmith. It is a craft you dedicate your life to. There's a term for it in Japanese. If I remember, I'll look it up and put it down here, but it's essentially knowing what you want to become, and you dedicate your life to that. Now, so in order to become a swordsmith, he had to learn from a master. I haven't done the research to understand who it was or how long it was, but he started making razors in his 60s. So he had most likely already 30 or 40 years experience making swords. And then when you were not allowed to make swords in Japan anymore, he turned to razors. Now, the Japanese and the way they handle and work with steel is different to the Western worlds. The Western worlds has got a set recipe and they do it. In Japan, it is it's not a recipe. They look at how the blade comes out of the fire, that color, and how that fire was running, and based on that they make decisions on how they quench. And there's so much to learn there and understand there, and so the attention to detail to do that and learn that skill is amazing. And that just translates into the razor. So he's essentially taken his sword making skills and applied it to making razors, and they are phenomenal, all of them. like a katana. The other thing, so it's that skill, that pride. And knowledge that translate into these beautiful razors, and they shave differently because of all those things combined to other razors. It's just, they're different, and you can see it. It just mows through hairs. Once you've got a proper edge on it. So talking about the edge on the stone, this feels like similar hardness you would get on a Kurat. So this, I would guess, is in the vicinity of Rockwell 65. As I say, not an ultra thin grind, so the edge is very stable. Even when you plow through thick hairs. And you'll see the corners of my mouth, maybe if you can. Don't want to call it scurvy, but maybe it is. A bad diet, the long hairs. In any case, nothing major. So Jacques, why the long beard? Well, I think it's a great way to showcase, and that was the plan, this razor's ability. Moreover, if you look at comments, not just here, but on many other people's channels, you always get people with some clever remarks. No, we can't see what you shave. Is there actually hairs? Is that thing sharp? And moreover, I think it's like my daughter says, it's more satisfying visually seeing things happen versus only hearing. And so in that regard, I think this razor, because of the heavier grind, is not as loud as the extra hollow grinds. I just want to get some fresh water. It's disgusting. Right, so so another question I've had, Jacques, how many passes do you need to do? It's up to you. How many passes you need? What are you happy with? What is required? How efficient is the razor you've got? How good is your technique? All of these things contribute. How does your skin react? So this was 4 days. If you look at this, would you do another pass? With the grain smooth. Against the grain, in some places I can feel some hairs. This is up to you. Nobody in public is going to come up to you and try and feel how good was your shave. So, if you're an efficient shaver, you've got an efficient edge, you don't need to do more than one pass, really. Unless you're going to the opera, we want to impress the missus, I've got something else planned, then you can do touch-ups. Or if you need to do 3 passes or 4 passes, do them. There's no hard or fast. If your skill is not very high, then I don't think you're going to get a result like this with 4 days growth with 1 pass. Then do another one. Another 2. Doesn't matter. Right, so this is essentially going to be against the grain touch-up pass. The soap, once again, very good. Maybe go and watch my previous shave with this, compare the lather. I can't remember what my thoughts was back then, but Nando makes quality soap, so I'm quite sure. That's how it panned out. That muscular scent development I talked about, very evident. I mean, this is an absolute delight, this razor. As I say, diamonds, they are forever, and they're not necessarily just a girl's best friend. Soap, wonderful, very sleek. Lather is ridiculously easy. This soap with a synthetic brush would be absolute madness. So this is essentially just taking off lather and then focusing on the areas where I can feel some hairs. One thing I haven't done is welcome all of the new subscribers, those of you that continue supporting this channel. You know, and finding the content useful. You know, other than entertainment, it must be useful. That was not very useful. And this is just effortless. So I'm gonna stop whining about the razor, about how good it is. I want to thank everyone for watching. We've got some more Japanese razors, some nice towas made by Shinichi. And some more diamonds, moss diamonds to shave with. Yeah, now I'm going to wash that off and do my post shave. So use the leftover soap as a cleaning lotion, lubricant. Clean your face post shave. Leave that on, clean your brush or gear, and then we'll get into my post shave, which is the unscented tallow. Why? Man, tallow just is very good for the human skin, very close to human fatty acids, absorbs into the barrier a whole lot quicker, and I find a lot of value out of it. They've been using it for thousands of years, not 100 or 200, thousands of years. Beef tallow, beef fat, as a skin nourishment and healing agent. So the brush is clean. Up next is the razor. I use lukewarm water and I use my thumb to strop across the edge to make sure all soap is off the edge. Besides poor stropping, bad maintenance and residue specifically on the edge is the leading cause for degradation of edge longevity and quality. So just consider that. I'm not going to use the hair dryer now. I want to make sure this is clean and dry, and then I will attend to it when we're done with the shave. Right, that's safely out the way. I clean up my soap pack, put the lid on, put that away, and then we're going to get into the post shave. Just get 3 or 4 drops on the puck face. My face is wet, so we'll start up top. Right, and what we then do is we work it into the skin. And this will develop like lather. It will just become a thin cream. My skin needs this. Right. Jock, surely you don't need that amount. You will see how quickly the stuff absorbs into the skin. In any case. Up next, what we are going to do is maybe let's quickly give this a and then what we're going to put on top of this, just to keep the hydration up, as I said, is Dylan. This has got the hyaluronic acid and the aloe in here, and you will see it's a more sticky, runny, stretchy splash lotion. And that just sinks into the skin immediately. And there we go, guys. I'm ready to go and take on the world. I really appreciate you joining me on the shave, and you must have a blessed week. And I see you guys on the next one. Cheers.